How you guys doing, Silicon Savanna? This is Mark Karaki, Impact Africa Network. This morning I was thinking about hierarchy and innovation. Can the two concepts exist or abide in the same in the same kind of domain or in the same culture? So here in Silicon Savannah, we come from a culture of hierarchy, right, where positional leaders and people who have attained certain kind of stage in their lives in terms of age and tenure are the ones who control the conversation. And that's a hierarchical society, right? You're supposed to be seen and not heard. You're supposed to quote unquote earn your stripes. You're supposed to kind of graduate from university and go work at the big corporate and be quiet until you hit a certain point of tenure in that company. Then you can your ideas and your voice can be heard after maybe 10, 15, 20 years. Innovation, on the other hand, is really the opposite of that. Innovation does not abide hierarchy. Innovation is so if you define hierarchy as the maintainer of status quo, right? Hierarchy tries to maintain the status quo. Innovation, as by definition, looks to change the status quo. So if we're going to become an innovation-driven ecosystem, or if we're claiming to actually aspire to create to bring innovative ideas to market through startups, but we abide in a hierarchical society, are we kind of unrealistic with our expectations? What can we actually really manifest these expectations in such a culture? I gotta tell you that those are two concepts that are diametrically opposed, right? They don't abide in the same context. So the question becomes, what do we need to do? What do we need to do to embrace innovation, to embrace new ideas? Because new ideas will always come from people who are outside the status quo. It will never come from inside the status quo. So innovation comes outside the hierarchy. So man, we have to change our thinking. We have to renew our mind. We have to kind of really look at ourselves hard in the mirror, every single one of us, and say, okay, what mindset dominates my thinking? What type of programming do I have? I mean, if I was born and raised in Nairobi and most of my life, and that's the culture that has defined who I am, how do I operate in the world? Am I a protector of the status quo? Am I fearful of change, right? And do people have to earn their stripes before they can be quote unquote heard? Or am I an embracer of change? Am I comfortable with people who are younger than me or outside the status quo, bringing in new ideas? Or am I fearful of that? Man, we have a lot of work to do if we're really going to actually be able to manifest this destiny that has been thrust upon us, and really we are capable of. What is really holding us back is our mindset. Our collective mindset is really holding us back. And yeah, so we really got to question ourselves. Each one of us has to look in the mirror and say, how do I move in this world? Am I a protector of the status quo, or do I embrace innovation, and do I support those who are bringing in new ideas, or do I push them down? Do I kind of question their legitimacy all the time? What kind of person are you in this world? You cannot be on both sides of the fence. You're either one or the other. You choose.